Sinatra was a hater until something. He hated rock and roll and modern pop in general. Sinatra, known for his smooth crooning and classic big band sound, represented the traditional era of music. On the other hand, the Beatles ushered in a new wave with their innovative sound and cultural impact. When rock and roll first started to rear its head, though, Sinatra had no time for the likes of Chuck Berry in the late 1950s, remarking, "Rock and roll smells phony and false. It is sung, played, and written, for the most part, by goons. It is the most brutal, ugly, desperate, vicious form of expression it has ever been my displeasure to hear." When talking about any competition with the Beatles and Esquire, Sinatra didn't hold back in defending his reign as the king of sophisticated music, stating in a press release for A Man and His Music, "If you happen to be tired of kid singers wearing mops of hair thick enough to hide a crate of melons, it should be refreshing." Sinatra had very fixed ideas as to style and sartorial smartness, and he once called out Harlan Ellison for wearing boots he didn't like. He would simply have hated the drug culture, the long hair, the wild clothes, and every aspect of the generational difference represented by the Beatles. Even though Sinatra never completely warmed up to rock music, he did have a bit of a change of heart with the Beatles' music, counting George Harrison's Something among the greatest love songs ever written. Regardless of Sinatra's position as a music legend, there was no one doubting the influence the Beatles had in just under a decade. By the time they had split up in the early 1970s, Sinatra's traditional approach to music had quickly become a thing of the past. It's true that Sinatra liked Something by George Harrison, but he didn't even know who wrote it. He thought it was Lennon and McCartney. He was persuaded to record some numbers from the rock era during the 60s, but that was simply a struggle to stay relevant. He didn't really like the new music at all.